What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So check it out. The markets did not do well today. I'm sure you guys have seen that, and we actually ended up crashing into the close. We'll break that down here in a couple of minutes. And we had a couple companies report earnings after the bell, some of which include PayPal, Coinbase, Square, Mercado Libre, Starbucks, and a lot of these are not looking good after the bell. Some are moving up, but there's a couple that are falling. So we have a lot to break down in this video. So sit back, relax, hit that like button, and make sure to subscribe. I appreciate you guys as always. And with that being said, let's talk. So again, we had a red day. What else is new, right? The S&P 500 ended up closing down 1%. We had the Russell down 0.5%, NASDAQ 100 down 2% on the day as the Dow went down 0.5%, and the VIX also went down, funny enough, about 2.2%, and we had gold down 1% and silver down about 0.5%. In a couple of minutes here, we're going to talk a little bit about crypto, so make sure you all stick on throughout this video. So we actually nailed this head and shoulders. If you guys watched my video about an hour prior to the market's closing, I think I filmed it at about 2:50, uploaded it at about 3 on the East Coast. We outlined this head and shoulders on SPY, and that's exactly what ended up playing out, right? We failed breaking the neckline at about 374 roughly, and we dumped into close. As you guys can see, this thing fell about 0.6% to the close, and we actually got a death cross as well, the 50 crossing under the 180 SMA. So clearly, we ended up, the markets got overpowered by the bears at the end of the day. And it looks like now we're pretty much a stone's throw away from the lows today, intraday lows, which were $368, $69 roughly. So there could be more downside here by the looks of it in the short term, maybe down to those lows. And we're only about 0.5% away from them as of now. And pulling up Triple Q, let's see how that played out. Triple Q also ended up dumping into close, obviously, right? And we can see here we ended up taking out the bottom of the wedge here. We took the lows out from pretty much all day except for that intraday low, which was hit in the morning at about 10 a.m. on the East Coast. And that's where we closed, right? Right at $260. Excuse me, guys. Which was the low at about 260. And if you guys look here on the 20-day chart, you'll see 260 was that low from the middle of October, and 255. That was another point that was prominent in the middle of October. So I'm thinking if we end up dumping under 260, whether it's tomorrow, next week, and the way that we closed today, guys, again, did not look really promising for the bulls. If we dump 260, there's going to be more downside. If SPY breaks under, let's pull that up. If SPY breaks under, let's say, 360, 362, 365, that's not going to be good for SPY. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And now if we could transition over to Webull and talk a little bit about what's going on here in the crypto markets. So right now, Bitcoin is at 20,200, which I think last I checked, Bitcoin was red. So now it's moving back up. It's actually up 0.4% when I'm filming this video. And really, guys, nothing much has changed. It looks like all day today it's been flat. It hit a low on the day of about 20,200. High of the day was, well, more like 20,170, 180 roughly to be exact. And, the high of the day was roughly, as of now, 20,270. So it's moving in this very tight window. Nothing crazy, and that's been the case for weeks. You can see it here on the intraday chart, but if we look here on, the monthly chart, excuse me, the 30-minute chart, it's been pretty flat, trending slightly down, but really it's just been trading between 20,000 and 20,500. Nothing crazy, right? And if we pull up the 4-hour, you can see, or really the daily chart says it all. It's been flat here since the middle of June pretty much, and that really nothing much has changed since, in the past couple of months, right? And if we pull up Dogecoin, we might as well, for fun, start talking about Dogecoin sometimes on the channel, guys, especially with what's going on right now with Elon, Twitter, speculation behind Dogecoin. We might as well just look at it, right? So Dogecoin right now is up 1.2%. It's almost at 13 cents again. And you can see here if I pull up, actually, no, I'm on the wrong side of that. Oops. If we pull up the 1-hour chart, you can see we got that second pump to almost 16 cents on the 1st of November, so 2 days ago, and we've since pulled back. But look at this. I mean, this still looks, call me crazy, but I'm going to keep it real. It still looks bullish. I'm not going to lie, guys. This still looks pretty bullish. to me, right? Don't you guys see what I'm talking about, right? All we have to do now is really start taking out 14 cents, and Dogecoin, the bulls are going to probably take it to 16, maybe even higher. I feel like, I'm not putting money in this personally, but I'm going to put a speculation out there. 20 cents does not seem too crazy for Dogecoin. But at 20 cents, especially if nothing really materializes with Elon, Twitter, and Dogecoin, it could have a drastic sell-off again. So keep that in mind. It is definitely possible. But in the short term here, there's definitely hype. There's definitely speculation, which is why I'm speculating 16, 18, 20 cents possible for sure, in my opinion, on Dogecoin. Let's pull up Ethereum. Let's see what's going on with Ethereum today. It is up 1.6%. Not bad. 1,500 is where it's at, roughly 1,540 to be exact, up 24 bucks on the day. And if we look here on the chart, like I've been saying, guys, this is not much of a difference, or there's not much of a difference here on Ethereum. Well, I guess the only thing that's looking good is the fact that it's slowly breaking out of this little downtrend, but still in the grand scheme of things, it's still under, the low, or the highs rather, from the middle of September, which that's a prominent resistance coming up, guys, and we are seeing a little bit of selling pressure. Well, we did last time we were there a couple days ago at 1,650 to about 1,700. So keep that in mind, guys, on Ethereum. And do you own any of these? Let me know in the comments. Do you own Ethereum, Dogecoin, Bitcoin? What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts. And if you want 12 stocks from this platform right here, Webull, I use it for charting Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin now. I've been looking more at it since, again, the whole thing with Elon and Twitter. If you guys want 12 stocks, use that link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Webull. Deposit any amount of money and boom, you get some free money. It also helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys as always. So now let's go back to ThinkOrSwim and talk some stocks. The meat and potatoes of the video, guys. We had PayPal report earnings after the bell, and they are, believe it or not, it's probably not that hard to believe, they are crashing. PayPal is crashing down to $69 a share right now. Actually, it got down to 66, and it closed, mind you, it closed at 76 bucks a share. So PayPal is down a ton here after the bell. Percentage-wise, that is roughly 8.5%. All right, 8.5% down. They ended up doing EPS of $1.08 versus 96 cents estimated on revenue of $6.85 billion versus $6.82 billion estimated. So they beat EPS and they beat on revenue. And they see Q4 adjusted EPS pretty much in line with the estimates, but revenue, guys, this is why the stock is falling. One of the reasons. Revenue came in, or they see rather, for Q4, $7.35 billion versus $7.74 billion estimated. So PayPal's guidance for the next quarter on revenue under the estimate. And let me see here. They gave full year 22 adjusted EPS, roughly $4.07. That's what they project to about $4.09 versus the $3.93 estimated. So that's good. And sales roughly $27.5 billion versus $27.81 billion. So the reason why the stock's falling, at least based on what I'm seeing right now, is revenue guidance is a little bit soft for sure. They did beat EPS revenue in the last quarter. That's great and all, but revenue guidance for the full year and for the next quarter is pretty soft here. Not extremely soft, but it's under the estimate. That's just the reality of the matter. And PayPal stock's paying for it, right? It's down 9%, 9.5% when I'm filming this video, and it's in free fall. It just hit a fresh low actually here after the bell at $66 a share. Unreal. So PayPal now has got to be at a 5-year low, maybe. Let me see here. Maybe not a 5-year low. Actually, crap, guys. We're getting dang close. I mean, back in 2018, during this time period, 2018 of October of 2018, it was where it is now, roughly. And let's see, when was it in the 60s? Actually, no, I'm wrong. In 2017, it was in the 60s, guys. So that was, pretty much 5 years ago. This stock is now at a 5-year low. Keep that in mind. All those gains and some were erased from the pandemic rip. And, we're back to reality on PayPal stock. Back to reality. And at this point, in my opinion, you can make a serious argument PayPal is undervalued for sure. Anything under 80 bucks, I was thinking, good deal. Now it's at 65, 70. Yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. So Coinbase also reported they did revenue which missed 576 million versus 659.88 million estimated, and Q4 total trading volume came in at 159 billion. So I'm not sure how that compares to last year or the year before. I'm assuming that's down massively. It has to be. Of course it is. But I'm not exactly sure what that number is, but Q4 total trading volume 159 billion, monthly transacting users of, let's see here, 8.5 million. So I'm sure that's down as well. For sure, I've not been using Coinbase nearly as much as I did a couple years ago, and even a couple years ago I didn't use it much. So I mean, I'm not the best person to look at, but I'm not too heavy into crypto, to be honest, but that's just me. And of course, I'd always like to know your thoughts in the comments. But overall, the stock, believe it or not, it closed at 58. It went down 9%, 8-9% on the day. It is actually up here after the bell. So I'm assuming this wasn't as bad as expected. A lot of this bad news was probably beaten out of the stock. I mean, if you look at the chart, I mentioned this in my earlier video today that came out a couple hours ago. This thing was down 30% pretty much heading into these earnings. I mean, a lot of this was priced in, and mind you, that's only in about a week of trading. I mean, it went down 25-30% in a week of trading. Like, come on. So it's rebounding a little bit, clearly still on a downtrend, and for me, I'm not even touching Coinbase. I'm staying away from it until the technicals show me otherwise. Right now, I'm not even touching it with a 10-foot pole, to be completely honest with you guys. So Square, let's take a look at Square. Ticker symbol SQ. Well, block is technically what it is called. Well, now it's been blocked for a while. They ended up doing 42 cents of EPS versus 24 cents estimated on revenue of 4.51 billion versus 4.50 billion estimated. So they beat EPS, beat on revenue. And let's see here. Anything on guidance? Let me see. Not seeing anything on guidance, but it looks like block subscription and services-based revenue is 1.19 billion in the quarter, up 71% year over year. Subscription and services-based gross profit was 965 million, up 70% year over year. Not bad. Transaction-based revenue was 1.52 billion in the third quarter, up 17%. So yeah, that's definitely slowed down, 17% year over year. And transaction-based gross profit was 616 million, up 13% year over year. So yeah, growth for transaction-based revenue definitely down. Subscription and services still nice, 71% year over year. That's for sure respectable, and the stock is moving up pretty drastically. You guys can see it's up 11% after the bell, closed at $53.90. Now it's at $60. It was almost at 64 at one point, up 17%. So Square is on fire. I mean, it's on fire after the bell. Now, is it completely breaking out on the 4-hour chart? Not quite yet. It's getting pretty close. I mean, slightly it is above the moving averages now, and we do have an inverse head and shoulders now forming. Let me show you this, guys. You guys see this here? We have the left shoulder, we have the head right here, boom, and then we have the right shoulder, boom. So we are starting to get some momentum, but mind you, look at where we're at. We have a big resistance right at about 63.50, boom. You guys see that? I'm saying boom a lot in this video. You guys see that? 63.50. We've struggled at that point for about a month. Now, if we take that out, 68's next, and the right shoulder could really start coming into, fruition, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking here on Square, also known as Block, or I guess Block, also known as Square now, right? So I don't even know. But either way, guys, Block looks all right. Pretty good earnings, not too shabby there. And we also had Mercado Libre. Let's see what this stock's trading at. It's actually up $50. Great. It closed at $870. Now it's at $920. It's up, well, it was up 2.3% on the day. Now after the bell, it's up an additional about 5%, 5.5%. Not too bad. So EPS for Mercado, ticker symbol MELI, came in at $2.56. I'm not seeing anything on revenue here. Why the heck is revenue not here? Come on, man. Where's the revenue at? Let's see. Yeah, not seeing it. But overall, EPS, 256, not bad, and the stock is starting to shoot up. And now we are not quite yet fully breaking out, but if 950 to 1,000 starts to break, that's when I'm going to change my mind on that. The technicals show from that point, we could be going towards 11, 1150, maybe even higher from there. So Mercado Libre is solid. I like it. And the last one that reported earnings is Starbucks. Starbucks did EPS of 81 cents versus 72 cents, estimated on revenue of $8.41 billion versus $8.31 billion estimated. So they beat EPS, beat revenue. Q4 comparable store sales were up 7% globally, and China now has surpassed 6,000 stores, Starbucks stores, pushing global store count to 35,700. And if I'm not mistaken, doesn't McDonald's have that many? Or maybe I'm completely off on this, but I feel like McDonald's, and this is not, I guess they're not a direct competitor, but they're kind of like a similar business model, right? In a sense. Doesn't McDonald's have 35,000 global locations, something like that? At least last I checked. Maybe that was a couple of years ago. It might be different now. But that's crazy. Starbucks, I mean, they're really ramping, man. Well, they have been, and they're so huge now. I mean, this business is all over the place, and the stock is moving up on these earnings about what? 4%, 3.5%, not too bad, and we're right by the neckline right now, which is at 89, 90 bucks a share. So if we start getting out of 90, 93, 95, Starbucks is set to rip. We haven't been at 100 bucks. I mentioned this in my last video. We haven't been over 100 bucks on Starbucks since last year, or maybe very early days of this year, but it's been a while, guys. So overall, those are the main stocks that I wanted to talk about. And let me actually pull up my phone and see, are there any ones that I'm missing here? Maybe I'm missing something. Let's see here. What else did we have? Did we have earnings this morning? What did we have this morning? We definitely did. We had Coinbase, Block, Mercado. Oh, Warner Brothers Discovery. That's another one. Twilio. Yeah, let's look at those very quickly. Twilio, did they report, or are they tomorrow? Let me see. Oh my gosh, yeah, they're crashing. So that means they reported. So they closed at 65 bucks. Now the stock is at 55 bucks, down 17% after the bell. Holy smokes. So they ended up doing adjusted EPS of 27 cents in the red, rather, which beat the 36-cent loss estimate. Sales $983 million versus $972, so that beat. So they double beat, but they see their adjusted EPS for Q4 of around a negative 11 cents to negative 6 cents versus negative 12 cents estimated, and sales guidance is a little bit under the estimate. So why is this thing collapsing? I guess Outlook, it says here, Outlook spooks investors. Yeah, maybe the guidance is a little bit under the estimate there on revenue. I guess that spooked the investors by 20%. I mean, geez. So Twilio is crashing through the floor right now. And we also had WBD, which I'm not sure if you guys have seen. This stock has been crashing to the floor. I mean, this thing was at 30 bucks a share back in February. Now it's at 11. It is down 65 pretty much percent. And let's see what they did. They ended up, mind you, they closed at roughly 12 bucks a share. And now after the bell, they're down to the mid 11. So they're down about 3-4%. They ended up doing, let's see here, EPS of 95 cents in the red, which is down from the 24-cent profit last year. Sales missed pretty badly, 9.82 billion versus 10.36 billion estimated. So not the best there for Warner Brothers. And it looks like Discovery, they pulled Q3 revenue pulled down by weaker ad market. Okay, that's been everybody's excuse. I mean, if you guys have been seeing these earnings, everyone's blaming that. Well, at least these types of companies. So those are a couple that I wanted to touch upon. Of course, we had a couple yesterday that fell through the floor, Roku being one of them. Tomorrow, we have a couple companies reporting. We have Fubo, DraftKings, what else? Dominion Energy, Duke Energy, Cinemark, Hershey as well. So not the most exciting, but we're still going to cover them on the channel. So make sure to subscribe, guys, and hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Check out my Patreon as well. And if you guys want 15 stocks, up to 15 stocks, each up to $2,000 for Moomoo, and you also get $10 free for their 10-year anniversary. Use that link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. Deposit at least $100, and you could also get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. All those links down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers. Here's my nasty old morning coffee, and got some water too. Stay hydrated, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.